So we're coming in with a little news here that's kind of all over the tech industry, but basically based on tariffs. Tesla stopped taking orders in China for 2 models that previously it was importing from the US, as everybody's scrambling to figure out what to do in the Donald Gump trade war. So Elon Musk and Tesla removed order now buttons on the Chinese website for the Model S and the Model X. I think those are the 2 high-priced ones as well. Tesla didn't give any indication of why it had made the changes, but they have come right as the trade war is kicking in. And since 2020, Tesla has produced the Model 3 and the Model Y in a large factory in Shanghai. So it does have some insulation there, but the more expensive models are the ones with the higher profits. So there is that as well. So they're going to be really affected by this. They're going to really feel it. Now switch over to PC maker Razer. They make some pretty high-end equipment, and they just brought out their all-new Blade 16 gaming laptop. Problem is if you go to the Razer store, Razer.com or whatever it is, it's been completely pulled. You can't buy it now. Right? Because they're largely made in China, and the latest tariffs are going to make it impossible for them to bring it into the United States. So their brand new, just released high-end gaming laptop, unavailable. Now you've got Lenovo, Dell, and HP, and they just stopped sending new devices to the United States for at least 2 weeks. Because there's no point. It would be way too expensive. They would double the price of a laptop. Nobody's going to pay $2,500 for a medium end laptop. Framework, the cool company that makes that modular laptop, has halted sales in the US and canceled all pre-orders for new systems. Micron is raising prices of SSDs and other memory products, and Chinese sellers all over Amazon are raising prices drastically as they try to struggle to figure out what to do about this. Nintendo's Switch, which was just announced a real big fanfare, even though it's got a raised price, it's already paused for America and Canada because of this whole situation. And nobody can get one of those either. The fallout from the tariff war is being felt drastically all over the place right now. And we're only just getting the start of the news on how bad it's going to be. Now, even with this so-called 90-day pause, nobody trusts the situation right now in big business because they were on, then they're off, then they're on bigger, now they're off again, but they're only paused. Are they coming back? So right now, companies are just trying to insulate themselves any way they can, whether it be raising price on stock that's currently in the United States, because that way you can get some extra profit in before you get hit, or just ceasing operations for a bit and waiting it out. But in the end, every consumer in America that buys something out of China and other places is seriously the loser right now. It's affecting Canada too. So screw you, Trump. What the hell are you doing, man?
Yeah, I was going to say you could have bought like a shitload of those like Nintendo things and then just sell them on eBay across the border. Man.
Yeah,
that would bypass the tariffs.
Oh yeah, you could have paid to import 4 or 5 undocumented families and really helped them out.
Yeah. Or just buy one of those. Hey, buy one of those Razer laptops. Buy 2, and then just go and stand on the border and just like dance around at the border with them in their hands.
Douse it in maple syrup and turn it into a real intimate moment.
Ooh.
So let's see here. You've got this guy.
Yes, and it's story's not about him, but here we go. This is some interesting news. Everybody's liking the Ukraine community, but the UK is backing a bold move to prosecute Russian President Vladimir Putin for war crimes through a special military tribunal modeled after the Nuremberg trials. Remember those after the World War II? You remember those? You were there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I covered them.
At next month's Council of Europe meeting, Britain will support plans to put Russian leaders on trial for crimes of aggression. tied to the invasion of Ukraine. That includes not just battlefield atrocities, but also the political decision to launch the war in the first place. Under UN definitions, aggression includes military invasions or occupations. And since the ICC in The Hague lacks the authority to try this kind of case and isn't recognized by Russia or the US, a new court will be needed. And prominent international lawyers, including Philip Sands, no name, a long-time associate of UK Prime Minister.
Does he operate the gallows? Because then I approve, right?
I don't know what he does, but he's championed his approach. But it's a move that puts the UK at odds with Donald Trump. Oh, boo-hoo. The US has supported the court under Biden, even sending lawyers and funds, but Trump withdrew American involvement after taking office. And well, there's a surprise. He's avoided criticizing Russia and calls Zelensky a dictator, and declined to join G7 leaders in labeling Russia as the aggressor. Yes, we all know that story. But meanwhile, evidence of war crimes continue to surface. And I'm not going to tell you that story. And officials say this isn't an isolated incident, the one I didn't tell you about. It's part of a broader pattern of brutality. A UN report last year found widespread torture, rape, and disregard for civil life by Russian forces. We've been hearing all these stories for the past few years, so we know we don't need to know the details.
Nobody's shocked here. Stealing children, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah. So now, with European support and growing, and the US backing gone, the UK is taking the lead. Whether or not the tribunal was created, the message is clear: war crimes won't be ignored, even when committed by global.
I volunteer Canada to help tie ropes.
We're going to fling him into the United States on a trebuchet. Or maybe we'll just take him on a helicopter tour around New York.
Yeah. It ends abruptly right in the middle.
Putin, come and look at our lovely windows.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's your turn to fall. So do your part, support Ukraine, because this entire thing is illegal, wrong on every level, and they should be a sovereign country that stands on their own.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. Click like, share, and subscribe on your way out the door.
And leave a dictatorial comment in the comment section. Make sure that you're all dictatorial like, because you're a dictator.
You started. I hate Putler because fill in the blank. See you soon.